Hi, I'm Lucy. I'm a practitioner of the left-hand path, and in this video I want to talk about divination using tarot cards and oracle cards. So first, tarot cards are much more traditional. They're much more structured. They have a specific set of rules. In tarot, there are major arcana and minor arcana. Now, these are the minor arcana cards. First, we have wands. Then we have the pentacles, cups, and swords. Wands represent the element of fire, swords represent the element of air. However, in modern tarot, they are switched. I like to use traditional tarot where wands is fire and swords is air. And of course, cups is water and pentacles are earth. And then we have the major arcana, such as these. This is the star. It's my favorite card. And this one is actually so pretty with the unicorn. So yes, the star, the empress. It's very nice, very pretty. The fool, so cute. And the wheel of fortune, the hanged man, and so on and so forth. I've had this deck for quite a while now, as you can see, because the box is pretty much annihilated. And it came with instructions, obviously. And this deck is not beginner friendly because the descriptions are almost like a poem to interpret. They are not easy. I mean, it's a really cool deck, but it's not for beginners. The sun, let's read it. The creator of all life, bringer of daylight and hope. In its splendor, we are enlightened and filled with joyous optimism. We are able to see clearly and understand the truth. But hey, if you like a challenge. And now we have oracle cards. So I love this deck. It's so simple, like perfect for beginners. I actually think that oracle cards are easier to get into, to learn if you want to get started in divination. I will say that oracle cards are actually new age. They're kind of new, especially this deck. It's very new agey. And even though I don't like new age, I still love this deck. It's so pretty. As you can see, it is very, very pretty and very pink. So I love it. Yes. Also, there's literally the message written on them, so yeah, it's easier to interpret. Also, because of the fact that they're new age, they tend to be a lot more sugar-coated. For instance, I used to give an old friend of mine readings. I used Oracle and then I used Tarot, and she said, I don't really like tarot, they're kind of mean. I prefer oracle cards because they're so much nicer. It's like, how dare you insult me? You're just a card. Yeah, she does not like being called out. That's why she preferred oracle cards. However, not every single oracle cards will have the messages written under there. So what is divination? So lots of people see it as developing your psychic gifts, your psychic intuition, and that's how I saw it at first as well. However, after almost a decade of using tarot and, learning to use oracle cards, of doing all sorts of divination, I don't really resonate with that belief anymore. In my eyes, it is just pattern seeking. You're just seeking patterns and looking for the answers. Essentially, you're just tapping into your subconscious and looking for the answer that you need. Let's say that I start shuffling the cards and this card comes out. The initiation, rite of passage, blah, blah, blah. So for me, this card represents the light at the end of the tunnel, meaning there's hope, perhaps, reward after hard work, etc., etc. Possibly even new beginnings. Whenever I shuffle the cards, I always close my eyes, I pick it up, and when I open them, the first thing that I see, that's an indicator of what I need to focus on. Let's say that my eye falls on these crystals. Perhaps that's an indicator that I need to start working with crystals. Let's say that my eye falls on these snakes. So when we say snake, we often refer to a very vile person, but snakes also represent rebirth because they shed their skin. So there are lots of ways to go about this. If my eye fell here on the rite of passage, what are the colors that I see here? Purple, teal blue, pink purple? I saw purple. What is purple associated with? Wisdom, intuition, crown chakra. So it could indicate that by crossing this threshold, you are balancing your crown chakra, or it could indicate that in order to get past this, you need to work on your crown chakra. Here is a form of divination that I like to do with tarot cards. Basically, I shuffle the cards and I ask, is there a message for me? I pick a card and what I do is I gaze at it, trying to look for the answers. I set a timer of 10 to 15 minutes, and as I gaze at it, I'm trying to look for details that perhaps I didn't see before. For instance, let's say that this card comes out. What is this card? The Empress. Let's look at this card. This woman is holding a dragon. Is she a woman? She has an elf ear. Where is she? In water. Did she find the dragon in the water, or did she give birth to the dragon? Because, waters break. It's a baby dragon. And if I remember correctly, the Empress is about fertility. So yeah, there's lots to unpack in this card, lots to gaze at, lots to break down. And I will say that the first time that I did it, I didn't get anything. I was just gazing at the card and nothing came to me. I did it again a week later and oh my God, so many things came to mind. And all those things that came to mind, I wrote them down, I journaled them, and essentially that is a form of shadow work. It's very much like going to a museum and interpreting the art in your own way. That's kind of what's happening. A very common spread that people like to use is past, present, and future. And the future gives people so much anxiety. And also they believe that everything that they see in the future is 100% set in stone. And I don't necessarily agree. I feel that the cards for the future, they are showing us the options, not necessarily the only way. For instance, if for the future you got a negative outcome, try not to panic and ask simply, what is the best way to handle this situation? Also, try asking, what is the lesson that I have to learn from this? If you get a positive card for the future, ask, what are the obstacles standing in my way? Sometimes I will ask a question about the obstacles or the lesson that I'm meant to learn, and I don't get what the card is trying to tell me. And that's when I gaze at it for a while, looking for the answer. Let's say that you got a very negative card, and this is the solution card that you got. It's essentially telling you to take some time for yourself, just try and remove yourself from the situation if you can. Okay, and that is it for this video. If you liked it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and bye!